Listen, Jerry, it's awfully nice of you to come down to our Dallas-Fort Worth area to film these segments that are going to be in the telethon. And that's coming up on September the 2nd, Sunday. And 3rd, right, until 5:30 on Monday. Mm-hmm. And who are some of the great stars you'll have with you this year?
Bruce Cabot, Buster Crabbe, Ruby Keeler, Mildred Pierce.
All those biggies.
Oh, we got Johnny Cash and Carol Burnett, Wayne Newton, Sammy Davis. I couldn't begin to tell you.
I guess it'd be easier if I said who isn't coming, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, Dean won't be there.
Oh, you're sure of that, are you?
He's, as a matter of fact, September the 2nd, he has to be in Steubenville, Ohio. They're honoring him. He was made test pilot for Seagrams.
Yeah, I like that one too, Jerry. Jerry, you're out of the picture. I hate to tell you this. So, at any rate, we can look forward to many stars, as they say.
Yeah, we got 125 of the biggest theatrical personalities in the world.
You know, Jerry, I have to ask you this question because when I was preparing to do this interview, I thought, what in heaven's name would I do? How would I prepare myself if I thought I was going on the air for 20
Start
straight...
with a shower like everybody. You dress and you come over to the studio.
Okay.
Go ahead, Bobbie.
But seriously, as they say, Jerry, no, how do you prepare for this kind of thing? 20 straight hours on the air. You rest up a lot before you go on?
Oh, God, no. No, you work hard before you start. I don't remember ever going on the air without having worked some 25 or 30 or 40 hours beforehand. We never sleep. So when we go on the air, we have been up for a couple of days.
All right. So
20 hours is the easy part.
Okay. But do you have a chance to nap, shower, change clothes, refresh yourself?
Last year I did. Somewhere between 31 and 39 minutes. I was off the stage last year.
But are you the kind that can take little cat naps, or is the adrenaline flowing too much for that?
Well, I'll tell you something I've never told anyone. Very often during the show, I am napping, but I paint pupils on my lids. And people think I'm just staring, you see, but I'm really sleeping throughout some numbers. No, I can't cat nap. Not on the air, no.
And then after the show, how long before you can unwind and
it takes me 4 or 5 hours to come down.
I can believe that.
And then when I sleep, World War IV could happen in the living room. I wouldn't hear it.
I can believe that,
A couple of days, at least.
Jerry, I'm sure that people ask this question of you all the time. Maybe there's an answer, maybe there isn't. But how close are we to finding the answer to muscular dystrophy?
Well, with money, we're very close. If we get the dollars, which unfortunately is the case with all of our ills, if we get enough dollars, we're very close.
Is that like 5 years?
No, there's no time that I can give you, Bobbie. I can only tell you we're very close. 10 years ago, I couldn't have told you that. 10 years ago, I could have only said we're hoping for an answer. But now I can tell you we're very close. And very close, based on children being crippled, could be any amount of time is okay. Don't you think?
I do. That's a good answer.
Well, it has to be. We're dealing with an awful lot of parents, a lot of children that cannot have their hopes prematurely raised, so we have to, even if I had the facts, I couldn't give them to you. Not yet.
Jerry, you meet lots of muscular dystrophy kids and adults, too. How do you talk to them?
How do I talk to my kids?
Yes.
Very plainly, very above board. I don't placate them, and I don't pacify them. And that's what they want.
Let's say it's the youngster that, is wheeled up to you. What are you apt to say is the first thing?
It depends on the youngster. There's a variety of things I'll say. If I find that there's a child, then I'll know about it. I get a history on them before I meet them, or I will have known them for a while. If I see that they're just not working at therapy and they're feeling sorry for themselves, I just say, well, how's my little cripple today? And are you feeling sorry for yourself? Are we enjoying that kind of self-indulgence? And that straightens them out. They really need that. There are some that have to be handled a little more delicately. They are more super sensitive to the problem. Some of them who are neophytes, you have to deal with very, very carefully. And you have to find out the background. The biggest problem that I have, and the biggest problem that we have, as a matter of fact, in the whole medical community, is the parents. The children are fine. They're doing very well. The parents are the ones that need handling.
What kinds of things do you say to the parents, Jerry?
I couldn't say it on the air, Bobbie.
Tough stuff, huh?
Oh, yeah. You have to do. Yeah, I work my heart out, and I can't have them undo in a matter of a irrational moment. What's taken me years to have these children understand is hope and optimism. And some of these parents are so self-indulged and so involved with their own hang-ups that they're destroying all of that and they're hurting the children. And I become very protective, as I won't allow you to hurt my children. I tell them. And they're not crazy about me, but they listen.
Do you find some of the parents tend to spoil the children to sort of make up?
No, on the contrary. That would be better if they did, but they don't. They overcompensate and go the other way, and they leave the child with practically nothing. And the child needs understanding, and the child needs optimistic views, and they need pep talks. And they don't get that, because the parent very often recognizes their own, what they think is a sign of weakness, because they've produced less than a normal child, and all of the hang-ups are coming out, and they make transferences through the child. And I am right now in the process of attempting to open a clinic or a medical foundation for the aid and the assist to the parents. Open a psychological center where they can come and hear the facts and understand what they must do. Hopefully it'll work. They need it.
Jerry, the money raised last year was how much?
Pledged $9,200,754, and just 2 or 2.5 months after the telethon, we had almost $10 million cash in the bank.
Jerry, I know you're committed. Everybody knows that, and I think, speaking for some of us who work on the local level, your dedication has rubbed off on us, and we won't settle for less.